So I'm still in the Clorox calls from yesterday, the 149 calls that expired this week. Um, Up 8% on those. I had a couple calls back to back. Um, I'm still in Novavax. I'm only in one contract now. After the 47% trim and the 112%. So now I'm just in one contract just for the sake of let me see what happens. Um, and it's still so. Side note, it's still looking very bullish. Even now, we're holding this support. That was our first real pullback of the day. So we entered those on Monday because that was yesterday. So during Monday's live trade session, we entered those, and then the IBM calls. Those are 144 calls for the 15th. Those are sitting at break even right now. Still in them. Right now, we're still holding up. Might see if there's another opportunity to just swap those out for something else. Uh, but we're gonna start flipping through real quick. If there's any charts that y'all want to look at or anything that y'all are in that y'all want to get an extra set of eyes on since y'all are in it, let me know. Y'all can unmute or drop it in the chat.
But I got a question about those two zero DTE spot puts you had on the screen.
Oh, what about them?
So I want to ask because that second one. So I want to know why you took that first one, but that second one, I wanted to know if you could tell me how you executed because I've gotten burned on that before, seeing that resistance, thinking I'm going to get the close, and then I get faked out like two or three times. But then I see that you got it actually ran down on the second one. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, but you apparently did it the right way. So that second one right there at the resistance.
Just
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm not sure why you took that first one. If you could elaborate on that, this one at a 439 break, 439.60 break. How did you execute on that? Because I think what would typically happen is I would see it, I get faked out, then it happened again, and then I got faked out. Then I tried that third time, and I'm like, by this time I'm doing like a quarter position, half a position because I already got faked out twice.
These are just trades off of support and resistance, bro. So just like the what's that again? Just like the Clorox trade is was buying this support. This first put up here. This first put is a rejection of this triple top on this candle after this came back through and took out the low. And then the second one is the rejection of the support after breaking and closing through support.
So you waited for it to break and close in a 1 minute, and then when it went back up and rejected, that's when you executed, not just a break below support.
Yeah. So with when I'm doing the support and resistance, typically I'm gonna wait on that break or a break and close or break and close and retest. Um, because I don't want to be getting in the same trade over and over again, trying to kind of pick the side. Um, I want to see how it handles it. I know this is a key level. And from there, it's a matter of, okay, what are we going to actually do? Is support going to support? It's kind of how I think in my head. Is support going to support or is support going to turn resistance? Right here, support supported. It came down and then popped right back up. Here, we had multiple rejections where we failed to close back above this level I originally laid out where all these wicks were bouncing off of. Mm-hmm. So that clued in, okay, look, buyers were coming in here pushing it up fine. Even right here, they came in, pushed it up, and shot right back down. All right. Buyers are no longer really running this for this time period. All right. Buyers aren't holding this area no more.
So which one of these candles would you say that looking at, I'm talking about the second one, which one of these candles would you have entered or did you enter on?
This the 20, it was 1026. It was that one.
That one. All right. Appreciate you, man. I mean, I see what you're saying. That's tough to do. I see what you're saying, though. So you waited for it to break. You waited until you were convinced that it's no longer support, and you
Yeah,
saw resistance, and then that's when you execute.
that's how I process it in my mind. Oh, because it's one of those things like, and that's why we do the live trading, so you can see, the actual thoughts and hear. Like I try to talk through what I'm actually thinking. Oh, because when there's those situations, when you're at support or you're at resistance, supply demand, oh, you know, we expect support to support. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, support is gonna break. The support isn't gonna last forever. Um, at some point, it's likely that it will break, especially on the smaller time frames. But that's where, like, looking at the candlesticks, looking at, trying to read the story in a sense, and be like, all right, cool. This already showed me we're rejecting right here. And we see it over here as well. But I see we rejected here twice. Now we're here again. Are the Bulls strong enough to push through this or not? All right, they rejected back down. We had a higher high off this double bottom. That don't mean that we have to drop. Maybe we kick up. I mean, sorry, higher low here, higher high technically here. All right, now we're shooting through below this inverted hammer. Okay, safe to say we should at least come here or back to here because this is the next support. Now we're at support again. Are we going to bounce? Is support going to support or not? A little bounce up, drop back down. Can't hold it, can't hold it, can't hold it, can't hold it. All right. And so it's just trying to kind of gauge and anticipate where stuff is going to go next, based off of putting like actual English literature words to it. It's how
Right.
how my brain process it.
No, that answers my question, and I appreciate it. I guess that's where you graduate from having strategy to having skill, because that's in the middle of that.
Like how you put
As those candles are forming. Yeah, I think I burned a couple times, but I appreciate that. That
for
helped.
sure, bro. Yeah, you work on the strategy enough times and hone it and tweak it, you develop the skill,
Thanks.
right? And then it becomes like second nature, muscle memory. But good question, bro. Shopify, copy that, drop it in the chat. I'm gonna put these charts in the Discord. Um, if y'all want to be able to go back and look at them. Shopify, just continuing to ride the wave up. Support here. I'm gonna drop that. Excuse me. So you could look for that. Continuation up. We continue to make the higher highs, right? So we just had to pull back, looking for a move back up. First target being that high of 55. PayPal with the flag. You got a flag on PayPal. You could go long on, stop out on the move below 60.50 or so. Because then we'll be breaking down from that support. Let's see. Drop PayPal in the chat. Y'all, what are y'all in right now? Y'all in anything? Need to eat. That's a nice breakout retest on knee. Inside on the daily. Broke out of that inside on the 1, on the 4 hour. Mm, 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 mm. This is what I was talking about with Disney, how it's still consolidating and not doing nothing. Might have been a separate call, but wanting to wait to see some action, unless you're gonna take a position that's going to be theta positive. If you're gonna take a theta positive position, then that would be great for Disney. What I mean by that is being credit, taking in a credit on a trade with Disney at that support. Let's keep rolling. Hold IBM. Let's see. PayPal, Shopify is what we got right now. Clorox. Clorox is definitely dangerous if we can get past this little resistance right here. If we could take out that resistance, looks like that was high day yesterday. Yeah, it was a double top there yesterday. If we can take that out, then we really will start making a nice move up on Clorox. That's why I'm holding that down for now. Hmm. As so, just like Clorox, this level on UPS has held support the whole year. I don't like these like heavy moves down, just like this. I don't like that. Um, but again, not a bad spot to open up a credit spread that'll profit over 166, or to go for calls, like in the money calls, get like 2 weeks. And still would want to see something to show that it has some sort of move back up. But regardless, I ain't mad at taking this for a month out. Um, month three, you don't even need a month for real. You go 3 weeks. Yeah. But this is what I was saying, MJ. Like it's basically as support. It's support gonna support. ideally I want something to show me like it's actually supporting. Um, but by the same token, this is one where to mitigate the risk, because it might not bounce, right? It might drop through there tomorrow. To mitigate that risk, I would prefer to go with either more time or more moneyness, being more in the money. But getting like 2 3 weeks, man, one strike out, I'm with it. And the overall market has been dropping. So I'm about to be back at 100% on the Novavax. If you held 17% still on Clorox, minus 2% on IBM. I'm about to look at this UPS. I'm gonna go 10 days. 10 days, 167.5. At what point would I feel comfortable after retest, even on support bounce? I feel comfortable now. So it's let's just grab those UPS calls. Um yes. I'm gonna answer your question. I'm putting that in chat. I got the 167.5 for next week at 250. Clorox just broke through that level. So it's kind of like a slider in a sense, bro, where I prefer to enter like absolutely. I prefer to enter off a retest. Uh on a bounce, the retests are gonna be the breakouts. So on a pullback to a support, I don't really need to see it hit the support twice. I already know it's support because it's retesting support by going to support. Right. So for me, it's not so much. It's kind of like it slides, bro. It's riskier to take it at the bottom of support as far as a win loss standpoint because it can just break through the support. And I haven't had like a confirmation uh, that it's gonna move back up. I didn't wait for a bullish engulfing or a big hammer to come off of it, right? But you adjust for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm explaining it with trading, but I'm gonna explain it like regular life. I'll explain it regular life first. It's like if you know you going to work and it's gonna be traffic, and you know you might end up being later to work because it's traffic. You leave earlier, right? Uh, or you could take a route that has less traffic. You know, maybe you take a detour. You know what I'm saying? So, given the situation, you could go about it a different direction. That could be, hey, you know what? Instead of me getting it now, I'm gonna wait to see a hammer, a bullish engulfing, whatever, which is something that I do as well. Um, Other side of it is I could just leave earlier, I still get to work on time. Maybe I listen to a podcast in the car type of deal, right? So I know I'm not going to come back to these charts. Uh, and I might not, ideally, I would probably want to catch it at the end of the day uh, if it doesn't bounce today, because then, we can have a gap up. But I want to be positioned already. And so since I want to be positioned already, and I'm not going to set an alert and come back and look at this, I'm not. Once I'm seeing that it's basically at that level, and I know I'm gonna stop out if we get a look at it's gonna like close quick 40% on Novavax for sure. Oh, then I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, my stop out's right there. I got extra time on it. So the risk, there's different factors that are going to affect the risk, and you can play with those factors to where it makes it lighter on you. If I'm gonna go weekly, yeah, I want to see some confirmation you actually bouncing. Because I know if you break through, I gotta wait to see that breakthrough is really a breakthrough to the downside, and that's gonna cause me to get ate up. I can circumvent that or lessen that or mitigate that by rather than doing that, going in and getting 2-3 weeks on it. So now, yeah, it might drop through, but the percentage loss that I'm taking on my capital is much smaller, right? So that's one thing. Going deeper in the money is another way where, hey, okay, it's a riskier time to enter maybe, but by going in the money, I'm lessening my risk. So if you're taking more risk, I guess kind of like the way to put it simpler words, if the setup or the entry is potentially more risky, then what factors about the trade can I adjust to make it less risky? I can get more time. I can change whether I go 4 strikes out the money or I go 1 strike out the money or I go at the money. Right. And so that's it, bro. I think after that, it's kind of a case by case basis. You know what I'm saying? But they all kind of work. Clorox, I gotta keep up with my days of the week. Clorox I got for this week. After I got the Novavax for next week, not realizing it was Monday yesterday. Right? Had I known, that is so crazy. Had I known that yesterday was Monday, I wouldn't have gotten my Novavax calls for an extra 10 or 11 days later. I would have got them for this week. Clorox is one that I should have got maybe another amount of time on, because seeing that we're at this level, I'm anticipating the bounce and entering for the bounce, right? But that don't mean it had to bounce now. But since it's Monday, we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for it to make that bounce. Granted, difference is with Clorox, we opened down today. I didn't close it, but we opened down. I think we were down like 16% maybe, or we closed yesterday up 16%, and then we opened down today like 10% or 17% or something. So so no clear answer, but it did make a lot of sense. Let's risk it away for the balance, entering right now, mitigate with picking the right contract. Right. So it's not, I wouldn't say like verbiage wise that it's not a clear answer, but it's different paths to take for your answer given the situation. Right. So to answer you, I prefer to wait on a breakout and then a retest, because that is the safer entry. And you will be able to get the contract for less on the pullback. However, there are times where I'm like, I'm not going to be looking at the chart. I know UPS is at the demand zone. It could probably drop another 50 cents. Okay, but I'm not going to sit here, and I know I got stuff going on today. I'd rather get in now, let it drop this extra 50 cents, But in that, I'm cool with that. I know I might end the day down 10% on this position. I know it. I'm accepting that when I take the trade. By taking this premature entry, UPS very well can come and test this level that it untested exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many times. 166.25, we'll call it. That's like another 70 cents away. But rather than sit here and wait on it, and I'm not finna be checking my phone, I'm just gonna get in now. But so that I'm not dealing with that drop, I got 2 weeks on it, or 1 week. And I got next week contract. It's crystal clear. Yeah. So that's it. Um, that's it. It's different paths, different routes, but still kind of the same like underlying concept. Regardless how you cut it, I'm trading this bounce off the support. I'm stopping out if we close or below the support. I gave myself time so that I could be okay with this little drop. Right. Sizing wise, I'm okay with going down 10%. I'm cool. That's fine. I already, you know what I'm saying? I get it up front. For sure, bro. For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. Oh yeah. Good question. Good question. Good question. Good question. Good question. Johnson. Tapping that. So Johnson like it's gonna go inside day today, which will set up for an interesting move tomorrow if we can break that. What up, Luther?
What's up, Jordan?
The market.
All the time. All the time. All the time.
Thought about swinging Bowen yesterday. Let it ride. That's cool though.
Were they up today?
Yeah, I mean, I just saw it flipping through. I didn't really think about it till I just flipped through it. It's up like $2 right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold these cat puts all the way to two. I got one contract all the way to 265.
Okay, makes sense. And
Yeah,
you already took that out too. Yeah.
yeah. I had two contracts. I sold one yesterday instead of me holding. I panicked sold out on that pullback on that green candle as usual. But I'm trying to hold these all the way down to 265. See if we get down there. Might get down tomorrow. I got the September 1st.
I like that. I like that. Especially if we close below this low.
But then I get it to close. Man, if it closed below 268, That's just like locking in the wind. It's just like locking in the wind. The wind, I can just throw high fives. I can just take profits. I already know what it's gonna do, you know. And that's what I'm trying to get into my head is that okay, you know, it only can do one, two things, go up and go down. But I can work on also not panic selling into going the other way because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to go up to make a lower high to make a lower low. I'm trying to be patient on that and just hold my nerves and stuff like that. But I ain't got no more contract, so you know, if it pay out, you know, you talk about a you know, $300 for $700, $800. You know what I'm saying? I mean, double what I put in. So we'll see. It's holding below. But my entry was when I saw it close below 8.7 the week before low, which was 274.78. When I see it close below that, I took the entry.
I like it. I like it so much. I want to put it out and be like, hey, hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
drop it. I'm gonna drop it, but I'm gonna tag.
right now, it's been holding below last week low, 271.11. So it's been holding. If it gives you a close today, then you know it's going to find another low, another weekly low, which is let me look, because I be keeping the weeklies on now, the weekly highs and lows. So it could go all the way back to 60, the original breakout.
Yeah.
If you look at it on a bigger time frame, that was the breakout. So back to 60. So that's really nothing. It can go to 65, but it can go all the way back to 60. That was the original Brian here, original break. 60 was gapped up. So yeah.
That's a good look.
Yeah.
That's a good look for sure. Mm-hmm. There go that Santana on here. We talked about that. We talked about Meta yesterday.
It's amazing. This really is something. It's like a roller coaster. This motherfucker, let me start cussing. This thing was up $36 today. Now it can't even wipe its butt to go up right now. You can't even get it a rocket right now to make it go up, and it won't do nothing. But it's holding right. It's 350. It's holding right here. It's 353. Change the structure, 359.
And the VIX got earnings today, don't? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You know, last earnings there.
Shut up.
Yeah, last earnings was that one where everybody
became millionaires. Not me. Think lightning gonna strike twice?
I think it's going IV crush, bro.
Think so. Yeah, my thing is I'm gonna have to start telling myself when I get these plays, you know, sometime I remember you used to say a long time ago, if it ain't making highs, you got to stay in the play. You got to stay in the play. If it's going down and if it's going up, it got to make a low. You got to stay in the play if it don't give you a reason to get out. And sometimes you just tell yourself to get out just to get out. What you getting out? You know, you actually tell the coach, what you getting out for? Oh, no. Like yesterday, I took some puts, right? And I'm looking at the Jordan, and I'm like, Luther, where's the confluence? I don't see now. but it's at the 61% retracement right now. I'm gonna take this play. That's the only thing I had that I go on the court. And the only thing I got to fight the case with is at 61. Man, I took that trade, that thing never stopped going up. What no reason to take it, but is at the 61, it's pausing right here. So I had that down. You got to have confluences going into this.
Oh, my bad, bro. I just accidentally muted you. I was trying to click the chat.
Nah, ain't that. I wasn't talking about that, but
No, we heard him. We heard him.
Oh,
He
bad.
talked about the confluences.
yeah, confluences. Yeah, you got to have confluences, man, going on here.
So when you say that, you're talking about just proof of why it's going to go up or why it's going to go down, right? Two different reasons.
Yeah. Tell the truth, I'm looking at it. I got all the reasons in the world for it to keep going up, but I got this contradictory mind, and it's at the 61 retracement. I'm gonna take these puts, but it's trading over my 14 EMA. It's trading above the VWAP. It's consolidating, and it broke consolidation, and I held, thinking, okay, it ain't gonna go, and that thing kept going all day. Kept going all day. And I get like that sometimes. I can do several good things, but then do this crazy thing. I got to clean that up.
Your UPS is doing pretty good already, Jordan.
Yes, sir.
We're at 12% already.
Yes, sir. You know, right?
Right, but what you got? Oh shit, that shit curled up then.
I ain't even looked at it.
It's curled up.
Oh, it sure is. Oh, would you look at that?
It curled up.
Would you look at that? Man, I tell you. Sometimes they just fall into your lap.
Okay.
So I guess if it break 166, you out, huh, Jordan?
166. What that is? UPS?
Yeah.
I already broke that.
No, it ain't broke through 166. It came down to 166.66.
I say if it closed below 166, I guess I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's really like really hoping to hold. It seemed like these weeks right here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks on the weekly, like you held that several times before.
Yeah.
If it don't hold 166,
Oh yeah, it's dump.
yeah, that shit going all the way down to 157 easy. It can free fall there.
I like that cat. I like that.
Chickle. They're gonna try that into the day, see how it moves. That damn cat got 9 lives, man. I was just thinking that today. I was like, cat got 9 lives. They gonna try to break this motherfucker down for days now. They just hold and stay, hold and stay. Bitch, the cat gonna ride the lines.
All right, y'all. I'm about to drop some more charts in the chat, but I'm gonna hop off the live for now. Um, and see what we do with whatever else come up. If y'all got any questions though, feel free to hit me as always.
Watch Tesla on too, Jordan.
All right.
Tesla is holding this breakout area. Well, it broke out before 230.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have any targets for us?
Yeah, I'll drop targets.
It's holding this 230 area.
Yeah, I see that rejection too, Luther.
Yeah, I see that. That's the weekly rejection, but if it get back over that, it can easily. But it broke down. It broke down from the week that breakout area. That breakout it had some months ago, around 230, and it reclaimed it inside that this bearish candle right now. Inside this bearish candle on the weekly.
1 second.
But if you look at it, it broke out right there. It gapped up and broke out. You can see it right there on the 230 area. And it's so I'm looking at it. And this is it's the only one green. If you look at it, it's green for the day. While everything else, kind of like fading off, is holding itself up pretty good.
I'm gonna look forward to drop. Maybe I don't even know if I'm gonna fool with Tesla. Honestly, I'm not even gonna look at them up.
Get off the chart, Jordan.
I'm about to. Hey, I'm not finna. Yeah, I'm not finna do that. All right. I'm gonna drop some targets for UPS. We're currently up 12% right now. So I'll drop some targets on that. It's a swing. Like I said, I'm fine with being down 10% on this at the end of the day or whatever. Like even this little move up, we might end up pulling right back down to retest lower day. So don't even worry about that. But peace out. Was that Moody? Did you get on and get back off?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you're gonna get off. And can I get a play, bro?
I already put one out, bro. On UPS code.
Bro,
Why is there a truck in my driveway?
It's a tow truck.
Nah, it ain't no tow truck. Don't worry about it. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm about to slide. Luther, you want to stay on? I can make you host, man.
Oh shit, it don't matter.
I bet. Bang on. All right, y'all. Get some sleep and get some raspberry stems and some grass.
yeah, man. I don't know how long I've been asleep, bro. I don't know if I can sleep anymore.
Keep this goddamn. How you be sick and got a goddamn bonnet on, Steve?
I know that airport.
The bonnet on under all circumstances, no matter what.
Oh, honey, Bunny Mommy actually gave me this bundle. That's why I say Moody on it.
Hey, you do that when you got that good hair.
Yeah, man. I jumped out here to come talk with Jordan. He slid through. I'm about to jump off, go bother him.
All right, see y'all later.
Damn. What's up, Luther? What's popping, bro?
I was just watching this damn cat keep putting out them lies it got. It won't die, but I'm looking at the other side and finally got below 50. So goddamn, it just on the daily. So I'm gonna see if it closed below the 50. If it closed like this today, I think I'm gonna hit pay dirt on my little one contract. But all this thing cat for no reason, but I done seen this thing bounce down, back up.
It's almost ready. It's at its imbalancement. It can't bounce from here, but I say wait till like 266. Oh, that's your baby. Like, oh, so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need my son out one of these days. I'll be thinking I'm a celebrity out here.
Yeah, she's just sleeping is so crazy, man. She's sleeping. She like to sleep in the day for real. Go to sleep about 4 something in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah, she 2 weeks right now. What's up, mommy? What's up, mommy?
bless her heart, bro.
Her name Kalani.
Kalani?
Kalani, yeah.
Oh, I like that name. That's dope. Kalani. That's dope. I like it.
Hey, my name Kalani. You know, and I'm somewhere. I'm wide eyed trying to see what's going on.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I do it for now.
I feel that.
Yeah, so yeah, it seems like they just holding serve right now, like they ain't gonna do nothing till tomorrow. I ain't gonna overtrade. I'm just gonna sit here and watch. Ain't nothing going on. And this what time it is, Moody?
What time is it?
2:16. What you got, bro? You ate something bad? You ate something bad or something?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I think I was talking to too many sick people, bro. Trying to be helpful and shit, man. That's what I think. Cause I don't be around nobody that be sick. I don't never get sick. I'm highly pissed off, bro. I'm just acting really cool about it. I'm highly pissed off. And yeah, man, I don't want to be around nobody right now. I don't care who you are. I don't want to
But
be around nobody. It's
you
just my son is coughing, and I can't deal with that. Like when he sleep, he be like, and it's like he wake up. I gotta wake him up, like you know what I mean, gas him, try to get it out his throat, and it's like he can't sleep well. Like I don't care who you are, bro. You could be my own mama. Go that way.
what your son is now about 5 months?
He 4. He about to be 5 soon.
That's soon? Yeah. Yeah, we keep her in the house. We don't even take her out.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like I could deal with being sick. It's just his immune system is way, you know what I'm saying, weak. It's not weaker, but lower than mine. So that's really. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. I've been trying to think like, what it was. You gonna
Yeah,
laugh?
I be shaking up. I'll just do them like this and just shake her behind and stuff. And she be burping and getting all that gas out of her. And
Yeah.
she'll just, I'll be rolling her like this, moving. She like this. When I roll her like this, and she'll just burp and stuff.
Yeah.
Roll her behind around. Ain't that right?
I need to try that. I need to try that on Zion.
And she looking like, do it again. She love it. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, Luther, you know what's crazy? I'm sick, bro. Make sure you hop on class today. I'm still gonna do my class. Remember, you always tell me I do some fire classes when I'm sick.
Yeah, when you what time your class is today?
9 o'clock. 9
Oh,
o'clock.
I'll be there. I'll be there, bro. I've been trying to implement that supported resistance that you be doing on them frames. Trying to, I had my interest. That's why I know I should have took puts.
Yeah,
This
that's
cold.
gonna be going for consolidation, support and resistance.
Yeah. Like I seen this today. If you go on the cues, and I kept on a 30-minute.
Yeah.
Myself, the close was 364.41. 364.41. That was the bearish candle. And I seen the cues bounce. And I said, long as it hold 364.41, calls is still good.
Yeah.
And once it broke that, I knew because that's what's the close. That was support. How you told us. That's support. The close is support. The opening is resistance. So we know that. Once it broke that, and you can see the 5-minute fight. Man, when that thing closed below that, I knew it. I knew it. And it just dropped.
She got to go to 360, 114.
361.
Yeah, 360, 114 before she starts popping right back up. Like, if you
Mhm.
look at the smaller time frames, it looks like, oh no, she got bullish. She's pushing right back up. ES is trying to get bullish as well right now, but Q's just cleaned out their gap that they created. Whatchamacallit on Monday. Sorry, no, Tuesday. They just filled that gap, and that was last Tuesday. You can see that gap right there. They just filled it. That's like market structure. Let me go a little further back. Yeah, for a fact, I see them going back down to 361.14. They may get a little pop for rejection around the area of 363.56 or 364.22. But I say that you're like that. It's a put move. That's why I don't even care about looking at the charts. Like, I'm holding the video just for the simple fact that I know we broke all-time highs, and I want to see what's going to happen for earnings, and that's about it. But I'm saying it's not going to really hurt me that much. Like, let's say if it goes all the way down or something of that nature. But it's put city right now.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes today. I had it up there. It rejected a 78% retracement today on it. And I know I'm gonna stop doing the retracement on smaller time frames and just do it on a 4 hour or better, because that gives you a clear understanding. Because moving right here, I keep this chart clean. Let me see if I got this camera on. But you can see right here today, the 367.12, that's a 78% retracement. It rejected it pre-market.
Yeah.
That was on the 4 hours. So
yeah, they respect the bigger time frames more.
Yes, and I'm learning everything now. So I know I'm not going to even look at no retracement on those smaller time frame, because you don't know what it's going to do. It doesn't.
You only look at those if you're like, if you know that you scalping, or if you know that you just day trading. Like, and even the day trade is not like, yo, I'm in this trade for like 2 hours. Your day trade, I'm 30 minutes an hour. I'm trying to get this real quick, and I have to like show you how to look at the retracement on like. There's a way to look at the RSI and the 50% retracement to know, like, no, this is gonna break this time. This is gonna break this time. It's like if we look at ES, I was gonna take a trade, right? Right when I had kind of got up, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to and I should take the trade now, right? ES 5-minute chart, ES1 exclamation point. Right where is that is where you will want to buy, where I will buy it right here, right? To take it all the way up to the price of 44.0225, right? This right here is at a 50% retracement. When I first started to look at it, it looked like it was about to break the 50% retracement, but I knew that it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because of how it's bear flagging under it. So it has to give me like a bullish pattern or something of that nature to be able to break over. And now it's giving the inverted head and shoulders, but you still need a little bit of time for it. And engaging it with the RSI is almost ready to break the 50 mark. If this breaks, it'll put QQQ and SPY and everything bullish.
Yeah, like right now, as you can see, on this one, if you get on the ISIC, I see it's fighting the 50% right now. The Q still hanging below the 50%, but the ISIC is about to seem like it's trying to break the 50, but it hasn't yet. But I'll be using it now that I be, you always coming to my mind when it.
You can see this. Look, Luther, SPY, QQQ, ES, all three of those tickers, if you put them on a 3-minute chart right now, they all have the same price action. They're all inverted head and shoulders.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, I see it.
Thing. And you're just waiting for your 3-minute RSI to break over. I just don't trust it right now.
Yeah, it's bull crap, because ain't no volume. It's over 50, like they over the 50 right now. But all that is trying to induce somebody to take call, so it can make it like you want to take one more leg down, like you say. Like you want to take another leg down before it bounces.
Yeah. That's why I don't trust it. I ain't playing with them at all. But I'm going to jump off here.
All right, bro.
finally
Yeah.
get.
Tell
All right.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, Kalani. It's Kalani, right?
Yeah, Kalani. Yep. She
Peace.
love. Hey, Moody. All right, Moody. Peace out, y'all.